hey guys, at this point, of course, we are going to skip the match of JD.
Yeah,
It's a little bit more time.
Indeed we are. He's not in the building just yet. He was about to arrive, but apparently someone told his fangirls that he is not in the building just yet, so they are camping the entrance. The GOMTV security guards are currently trying to just make way for him, and then he needs a few minutes to set up, so we're going to skip his match for now and switch over to match number 4 to give him a little bit more time and make sure that he arrives safely.
Exactly. Most likely, you know, he might have had some of his hair ripped out or his shirt might be missing, but in any case...
They get pretty excited.
They do, and I think we're probably going to go to the 4th and the 5th match instead of the 3rd, and then his match we played after that as the 5th match. The order of matches doesn't actually affect the outcome of the game, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. We were told that it's pretty wild out there right now. I mean, Korean girls are throwing their bras at him and stuff like that. So I hope
the police are coming. It's getting really... I can hear it actually right now. It's
the sirens, exactly. I really hope that he can arrive in the studio unscathed and that everything is going to be fine. If he breaks his hand now, that would be horrible for him.
Yeah, it would be awful. So, you know, we might have to reschedule this. We might have to...
2 fangirls at each finger are pulling and...
Yeah, I hope he doesn't lose any body parts like ears.
Oh, that would be horrible for him.
Yeah,
that really would be.
Yeah, you know, that alert comes off that your base is under attack. You know, you can't hear
your fingers are under attack.
Yeah, your fingers are under attack too, in this case.
Well, we have... we delay the ZVZ a little bit. Shine versus Jaedong will be played later on. We are jumping into our Terran versus Zerg first. This time it's a Symbol, actually, sorry, that has to face Byan. We already saw the first ex-TSL player, a Terran player, face Byan, and with the double barracks opening, he was not able to defeat the Prime player on Entombed Valley.
And so far, we've had a pretty quick, short list of matches.
Yeah, very
quick. The first 3 matches we had were actually done in like 20 minutes, real time. So, if you think about it that way, it's pretty crazy. This could be a shorter day compared to regular groups because we only have 5 players as well.
You can actually see the coach of the TSL team behind us on the bench with all of his players, and this is probably the last time that you're going to see the TSL hoodie. I don't think that they're going to wear it for the next appearance. By then, all the players should have new teams. That's at least what I would expect. Not counting the ones that are already in new teams. Symbol is already in the lobby. He is ready and good to go. We're currently waiting for Byan to arrive here. He just played the last game against the TSL Terran player. He, of course, needed a short second or two to just prepare.
Yeah, Center had to move booths, and he didn't expect to play this match because he thought Jaedong would, so now he has to...
Oh, we're jumping into center?
Well, actually, it looks like it, yeah.
I thought...
But regardless of who it is, whoever had to redo their settings.
Okay, so apparently we're switching things up quite a bit because originally the 4th match was supposed to be... No, you're right. It's Center versus Symbol. I have some wrong information here. I thought the 4th match is going to be Byan versus Symbol. My bad, guys. I apologize. So Center versus Symbol is the match that makes, of course, a lot of sense since the TSL players have to face each other as fast as possible. We're going into our 3rd game today. It's on Abyssal City. We have TSL Center versus TSL Symbol, 2 former teammates. Terran versus Zerg here. And, well, this is a map where we don't see a Protoss player today. Both of these guys will have... I feel Zerg still with a little bit of an advantage, but a Terran player with a Planetary Fortress at the 3rd base can deal with taking a 3rd much better than a Protoss player.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And I think as long as you get an early lead, or at least control the map with your Hellions, you can finally land that 3rd base. It's not going to be easy. Symbol is a tough opponent. These guys are former teammates. This is the GSL up and down time. Wolf with me is Keldor. I tried to say that really fast so I wouldn't have an awkward entrance into the VOD, but it's too bad you guys are like, what is he talking about now?
Yeah. He's of course talking about our 2 players here. To the right side of the map, we have a TSL Terran, former TSL Terran. Not Poles, no, it is
TSL Center.
I wonder how many people are actually going to go back to and watch the end of the previous VOD. I wonder how many times that happens with our intros where people are like, what are they talking about? And they go all the way back to the previous VOD. Here is his opponent, his Zerg teammate, former teammate that is, his ID.
GSL Symbol.
You haven't quite understood yet how that works with the VODs, Wolf. If you jump into a VOD and at the entrance of the... for example, you jump into the 3rd game, and at the entrance not everything is immediately explained to you and it doesn't make sense immediately, you don't go back, you start complaining.
Yeah.
That's how it works these days.
Exactly. That's what I've heard. There were a lot of comments about that.
Yeah.
Center places his barracks to the side of his base, which is a little bit tricky for Symbol. He could do something. If he had taken gas, he could have done something interesting with that, but just the way it is, he's going to go for one barracks expand, as you would expect from a Terran player on this map.
And what was true for Shine versus Symbol is of course also true for Center versus Symbol. We have two players that know each other very well. They've trained together, they've lived together, they've practiced together. So right now it's all about trying to surprise your opponent, trying to do something that he does not expect. Because I feel at this point we can safely assume that Center knows that in a normal game, in a standard game, late game situation, Symbol is going to be the player with the advantage.
Right. You know what's really cool about this for me? I really like how Center's done this. Now it makes the command center after the drone leaves. At this point, Symbol has watched a game of Center where he 2 barracks proxied, and now he scouts and sees nothing in the main. He didn't count SCVs, so he doesn't know how many SCVs are there, and he's thinking, well, you already two racks proxied, so maybe that's just what you're going to do today. And now, of course, he knows that it would have arrived already if that was what was going on. Really intense scouting by Symbol, though. He sent a drone all over checking for proxies, even at the third base. And he's concerned. He's going to just start mining at his natural just in case.
That looked so awesome. It was, of course, the slide here, but it was just so funny to see. If I was that SCV, I would have been so scared. You just try to scout a little bit, and suddenly all those drones come off the mineral line and start hunting you down. Like, oh, what's happening here?
You tell him the secret. You're like, no, it's not a proxy. I swear, it's not a proxy. Sarah's like, no, don't tell him my strategy. He's like, I don't know. This is really scary.
That SCV, what a poor SCV. I pity him. But by the way, guys, all jokes about fangirls camping the entrance aside, Jaedong just arrived an hour ago at the airport, so he needs a little bit more time. He's already in the studio now, and he's currently preparing for his match. GOMTV decided to give him a few more minutes to warm up, and it just shows that we are flexible enough here to just make sure that he gets the time that he needs to prepare a little bit longer. He's already in a spot where it's very difficult for him to play here because of his flight, but still.
By the way, this is really an unfortunate circumstance for Center. He loses so many hit points on his command center. When you overcommit to Lings like this, you have to do something with them. And since Center's command center was on the low ground, he had to make that orbital. There's a shot of him now. He had to make that orbital because if he canceled it, he would have lost all the time. So he's now in a really awkward place because he can't land his CC until he gets these Hellions down. In fact, he made Marines instead of Hellions first, so he still can't move down. Symbol doesn't know that, though.
Yeah. Currently, the starport here on the tab for Symbol and Center. The most important part for him when he lifted this orbital command was that it didn't burn just yet. So he was able to lift it before any severe damage was done. And Center now in a position where he has a really decent harvester count, 26 against 29. Symbol was very safe in the early game and did not really know what was going on. He didn't actually spot everything. His scouting information were very limited. But now he comes in again with those Zerglings that we already saw trying to damage the command center. And this time, this time it burns. But so do the Zerglings as the Hellions come out to play.
Yeah, and they are going to have a great time with slow Zerglings off creep. These Lings have nowhere to run.
Nowhere to hide.
They just gave up. They huddled together in the final moments. A lot of resources being spent now for Center to repair that CC. Not too much mining time though, since he's only using one SCV to repair. Cloak is the follow-up for Center, and this is something that Symbol should be able to deal with. He's now going into double evolution chambers.
And Symbol is playing this very, very safe. He's still forcing the Hellions back. He has 4 queens. Actually, in total, at this point, he will have 6 queens, as 2 additional ones are just about to pop out of those 2 hatcheries. So he can inject, can spread his creep, can walk towards this, or work towards this third base. Goes into the lead tech right now, drones up. He's very, very safe here. And also this Cloaked Banshee should not do too much damage if he gets a glimpse of the Banshee itself and then starts a Spore Crawler so that he has the detection.
Yep. This Overlord may actually be saved. Could be close.
No transfuse energy.
Wild barely loses it. the queens alone there were able to push the Marines back so we can take that third. And seeing those queens, Cinder's going to be a little bit frustrated knowing that his Banshee won't be as strong as he would like it to be. Scans in the main now because there's a late third. He knows something's going on. He sees the Baneling Nest, of course, as the lair is going down too. But he's going to be able to deny this third base for quite some time without the lair being done.
Double upgrades for Symbol, speed upgrade coming up, Baneling Nest. He's preparing with this tech, but he has to do something about those Banshees. And Senta has the cloak upgrade. Here comes the Spore Crawler, but he's just focusing on more and more of these drones, and he's killing quite a few of them. Doing a great job here.
The Overseer, just started since the lair was a little bit later here. Some damage done. The Banshee may not escape with these queens on creep. Looks like he gets it. Yeah.
Well done. 7 kills on the other hand. It was worth it after all, but of course it would have been way better for Santa to save the Banshee, linger around a little bit too long as he tried to take down another drone.
And he may actually lose this Banshee as well. He definitely will if he does not turn around.
There but he does. Sees it in time, turns around, but here come the Hellions, and they are of course detected very early thanks to all these creep tumors. We have a Spire transition for Symbol who doesn't go into Infestation Pit, but with all those queens in the main base, we suddenly have the natural wide open. And for some reason, Symbol didn't realize that the Hellions were headed towards his natural, and look at all those drones!
Yeah, this is terrible.
It's the Korean barbecue.
So many, man. I think I'm going to have to go get some bulgogi tonight after watching this.
Korean barbecue at its finest, 31 drones dying. I cannot believe that Symbol did not see those Hellions on the minimap and send 2 of his queens down.
His pull was a little bit weak as well. He did not really split. Even if he had, he would have lost a lot, but he actually just tried to fight the Hellions with his drones.
He already started to rebuild his drones immediately when he saw what was happening, so he's up to 44 again, but he's still behind in the Harvest account.
And it's not over yet. He's going for drones in the main.
Look at Senna here doing a lot in this game. 33 Harvesters killed in total.
Something else
the kid is doing a great job here.
He is. Think about something else. He saw the Spire with his Hellions, so he's able to prepare. He already has turrets up at home. The first 5 mutas are not going to be a threat to him at all. Another Overlord goes down for Symbol. It's just not his day, I suppose.
This is an excellent situation for Santa. He can now go for his own third base. He knows that Symbol has no means of attacking. Even if he goes into Mutalisk, everything will be a little bit too late. And at the same time, while taking that third base position, we have Santa moving out onto the map, and Symbol doesn't really have a lot. He's trying to get the Banelings out now, but with good micro, Santa will be able to do a lot here. Take down a few queens, maybe even attack the third base to the bottom left.
Yeah, he's got a 20 supply lead in army, and this attack is always the follow-up when you do damage to somebody who they lose that many drones, because they have to remake the drones, and they're using all their larvae on that, so you know you have a great timing window. If they make units instead of drones, then you know you're ahead in economy. It's kind of a lose-lose situation for the Zerg player in this case.
He loses all those drones now at the gas. All of them down. Yes, the Banshee is now killed, but still, this is horrible. 170 and 120 supply against 86. This is like the worst spot for a Zerg player ever. And now Symbol will face this army. 35 Marines, we have siege tanks with siege mode. The Banelings, that's what he has to hope for. He has to hope for a few good connects with those Banelings, taking the Marines down and then sending the Mutalisk in to clear up the tanks.
He's gonna go for the main base now.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, the turrets are already ready and there's so much production. He will be able to maybe get a reactor. That's what he starts to aim for here. Needs a good split with his Marines, and so far so good. The scan not only reveals the army, but starts to clear up some of those tumors. He doesn't repair the reactor. It looks like Center is much more focused, of course, on this attack.
Sending the SVs over would only result in the Mutalisk killing them. He can wait for a few Marines to be assembled and then sending him in. And also the Mutalisk, what are they going to do? Center is focused on this attack. Here come the Marines, as promised, into the Mutalisk swarm, but now the third base is under attack for Symbol. He's trying to send a few Banelings down. He's setting everything up now. Tries to go for a good crash. But we have all these scans. The Marines here could have survived. Micro could have been a little bit better for Sender here. I think he was occupied elsewhere on the map.
Yeah. The Mutas try to come in at an angle to kill the siege tanks, but he has a lot more Marines where they came from.
The base is down. A 2-base Zerg player against a 3-base Terran.
Yeah, he needs to go for a counterattack maybe to try to draw this army off. It looks like that's what he's doing.
If he goes for a counterattack now, then I feel Symbol is just gonna lose his entire base, whereas Center just uses his reinforcements in his main base, sieges up the tanks, and will defend his natural.
Yeah, he's going for that counterattack with a ton of Banelings. and center is actually moving back, so Symbol has accomplished at least that much. Here we go, he's got tanks, but they're not in siege mode, and the depots are down! He made a tough choice, he decides to save his Marines, but this is exactly what Symbol needed.
He tried to lift the supply depot spot a little bit too late. The siege tank on the high ground does a lot of damage, and now Santa decides to just go for it. The main base is exposed though. This is the best situation that Symbol could hope for. Santa had no idea, didn't siege up his tanks in time.
And he just split his Marines, he does not do it! Oh! Symbol is
Santa
getting his way back into this game. He's killing SCVs in the main and at the natural. It's going to take a while to catch up to 37, but
now we have a few Marines that have been dropped in the main base. The Marine production will try to take out the last few remaining Mutalisks, but this is still a weird situation that we currently have.
Yeah.
We actually have Symbol taking the supply lead again.
He has Burrow now finishing up as well. He could burrow some Banelings. He could go for just continue to attack. Center does not have a lot of anti-air because his Marines are camped. The production facilities are camped here. He can't really get Marines out. He has 11 on the map. And so Symbol is going to have a field day at the third base, and then the siege tanks that he has can easily be picked off by Mutalisks.
Yeah. This should have never happened. Santa was just a bit overwhelmed by his... Oh my god, his SCVs died too. The multitasking of Symbol was too much. Santa was not in position when the Banelings rolled in. While he was attacking the natural, his own base was not defended well. Symbol taking the best timings here, and he's just way better with his multitasking at this point, and this is what enabled him to bounce back into this game and started this great comeback.
Baneling landmines here could come into play a little bit later, but right now, frankly, Center just doesn't have enough Marines to make it worth it. Symbol just having every advantage now in this game. The third base is his only lack, and he's making it right now. Another counterattack, there's no walls. Oh, he wants to bait these Marines in, and unfortunately not successful.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look at the army supply. 70 against 63, still a lead for Santa. But of course, in overall supply, he is way behind because he only has 17 SCVs. That's all that he's got. 62 drones for Symbol. He has enough to saturate 3 bases, well, nearly enough. But here comes now Santa. Santa knows that he has to attack.
He knows he has to make this work. He set a defense up at home. There are bathing landmines here. It's exactly why we see Center go for the scan. But one of the mines was not in vision range. Oh wow, he's going to stand right on top of it.
Yeah, but the Marines actually dodged it quite well, and this third base for Symbol is most likely going to die again.
Yeah, Center he knows what power he has in this game. He's using it well, but Symbol has enough units to go for another counterattack. The creep spread he has is so good towards that direction.
Symbol is just looking at this game and he's like, I am gonna take this. I was way behind, but I need this win. I want to go to Code S. I don't want to play in Code A next season. I'm sorry, buddy. We are friends, we're teammates, but I have to win this game and I will do everything in my power to do so.
Yeah, Center needs to make sure he splits his Marines a lot better than the fights we've seen earlier where he just happened to be defending in his main. He needs to split extremely well. His siege tanks are still all alive. That's really important. He lost a lot of Marines during his fights, but his siege tank count is pretty high. Yeah. He has 10 siege tanks right now.
And that's what he's using, but here comes the flank. Symbol is moving in from every angle possible. The tanks are going down. The Banelings trying to connect with the Marines, and he's micring them well. Suddenly Center down to 50 supply, and Symbol still controls 108, chasing down every single unit that Center has left on the map.
Yep, he's going to kill the medevacs, and Center, I think, is out of luck in this game.
It certainly looks like it.
He has, he has such limited production. He lost all his reactors earlier twice, and that takes so much time to rebuild, and now he can't afford to rebuild them. He has to just make Marines out of those barracks. So you can see his minerals oftentimes are a little bit higher than you would expect from a Terran player who was on 3 bases and now is stuck at 2 bases with hardly any SCVs, just simply because he can't spend his money without the production.
He's losing control over his game. He actually lost it a long time ago. Symbol is now trying to use those Mutalisks to snipe a tank or two. He's already replenishing his main body of the army with another set of Zerglings and Banelings, getting everything ready here. The only problem that Symbol has is that he still does not have a third base. Oh, he's trying to bait him.
He's trying to bait him. This bait is too obvious, though, I think. Well,
is it?
I thought so at first, but now I'm not so sure.
Bye-bye.
Oh my god.
That hurt.
GG.
GG, this is it, and Santa, as you could see in the booth, he's very disappointed. He knew that it was his game. It was his game, his win, but Symbol is able to start a comeback, and Santa, Well, he lost it.
Yep. And there he goes again. Talk to his teammate.
And Symbol, of course, knows it too.
Yep. Symbol knows that that game was... I mean, he made the right choice, but even with that choice, he should not have had such an easy time getting back into the game. Center is like, no, please don't talk to me about that game.
Yeah. He's just looking at it.
He's like, remember the part where you didn't split your Marines twice? And he's like, yeah.
Symbol comes in, he's like, dude, what did you do? You had this. And yeah, Center just looking at him and like, I know.
He's like, listen, man, we can't work together on this. Actually, that's against the rules.
I feel the problem for Center was literally that he was always looking at the wrong spot. When the attack happened at his natural, he was looking at his main army attacking Symbol. That's why he didn't lift his supply post. That's why he didn't siege the tanks in time. And then when Symbol rolled the Banelings into the units that were attacking Symbol's natural, that was the time when Center was focused on defending his natural, so he didn't see those Banelings come, and he didn't split the Marines because of it. He was just always looking at the wrong spot on the map. Very unfortunate for him. Great for Symbol, of course, starting the comeback. And Symbol now with a 2-0 in this group is looking like he is going to claim one of the Kodesh spots, but he's not in Kodesh just yet.
Not yet. By the way, we do have Jaedong ready to go. He's in the lobby now. We're going into now our 4th match, so we had our 5th and then our 4th, and of course after this we'll go into our 6th, so don't be confused.
Yeah, Shine and Jaedong are going to play the next game. So Jaedong literally just came off the plane. He landed in Korea, came to the studio, had a bit of a time just the last match to prepare, to set up his keyboard, to set up his mouse, to prepare for everything, and now he's immediately playing. He just came back from the US, from Las Vegas, where he played at the Kingston HyperX tournament, and he defeated MC in the final with a 4-2. Now he's playing in a group without a single Protoss player. Jaedong to the right, Shine to the left, Whirlwind being the map for the Zerg versus Zerg.
And yeah, I was just reading the chat in the lobby. That's why I got a little bit distracted. But Jaedong was chatting about his trip with Heaven, our Korean observer. I thought we might get some information about how tired he's feeling right now, but nothing like that came out.
Jaedong is really strong in the ZVZ. It's one of his best matchups, especially in StarCraft 2. So this is, of course, a bit of an advantage that he has today, but it's the conditions that he has to play in. That's something that you never want to do. When Hero did it, when he came back from the US and played, when he came back from the NASL and played, he immediately lost. Tasia was able to win on the other hand. So it's always very taxing when you have to come from an international flight and then go to the studio right away.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see it on his face. Like, it's not the normal Jaedong face. He looks a little bit tired. You can even see his hair.
But at least he's able to play today, you know? That was something that a lot of people were worried about when he took only the 3rd place in his group. Can he actually make it? And yes, he can, but can he win it? That's another question. And it's going to be answered right now. GSL, Up and Downs, the wildcard group. The last day of the Up and Downs with Jaedong versus Shine, brought to you by Call and Wolf.